And Solar just does so well in these Afreeca
Oh
worlds.
God, he
He's probably the
does.
person to watch out for here. We'll see again how he does tonight, but man,
It
he
wasn't
is
until you
scary.
mentioned that I was like, oh no, what have I done re-inviting Solar back to this?
He just, I don't know. He eats his Wheaties every time he plays in one of these things because, man, is he incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so the first map is going to be Acropolis, and spawning down in the bottom right-hand side of the map, it's Bomber.
And spawning in the top left, we have the American Protoss player from Root Gaming. It is puCK.
Yeah, puCK, a fantastic player. Good to see a lot of you guys tuning on in. Make sure to let your friends know that this broadcast is going on. It's some great StarCraft 2 and will be for the next few hours. puCK starting things off, already going for a low ground wall off, which is something that I'm excited to see. I'm not sure if that's the complete standard on a map like this. Yeah, I'm honestly not too sure, but puCK going for that.
I mean, that's why it's fun to watch puCK, right? Is he doesn't do standard stuff. He does
No,
weird
he
stuff,
doesn't.
man. He was one of the first players to go with, I'm just going to rush Tempest versus Terran
Oh,
and just
God.
harass them to death with it. Really, really fun style.
Yeah, I remember when the Tempest were patched or were changed, and it's like, wait
Yeah.
a second, these are faster. They build quicker, I think, or what something like that, maybe, or they were just basically quicker was the main point. And it's like that means they can get across the map faster. Go, 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 rush.
Yeah, it was top speed and it was acceleration, which is a huge deal. With
Yeah, that
those
was
things.
a huge deal. So that they could dodge and escape a lot easier, like Vikings and stuff. That was a really big deal. And then Terrans were like, we're gonna make Cyclones and just lock on and kill them.
Shut that right down, and they did. I don't think I've seen a Tempest Rush in quite some time from anybody, really.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, that's for sure.
Definitely. All right, so Probe just scouting around, doesn't see anything he needs to be worried about too much. Just a one racks expand. Here out of Bomber, back home, puCK, he's got an expansion down, got a Cyber Core coming up. And yeah, just walling off on the low ground here should be pretty safe to do so. It doesn't look like there's going to be a Reaper from Bomber at all. He's just going for the reactor on that barracks. Going to start pumping some Marines, or just trade that off and go for Hellions or something else. He's got a reactor and a factory coming up here. And if this was Zerg, it'd definitely be for Hellions, but Hellion opening's not as good against Protoss just because, you know, Stalkers exist.
Yeah, it is Bomber, so I expect at least one of these series we're just gonna play him, see him play like the most, or one of these maps we're gonna see him play like the most greedy thing you can imaginable, because that's just what Bomber does, and he won a lot of money doing that, so it definitely works.
If you can get away with it, honestly, I mean, StarCraft is all about being greedy. It's just how greedy can you be and stay alive is the concept.
I think that's literally like the Zerg motto. It's like, make drones, make the right amount of drones. I think
make drones until the very, very last possible second you can't make drones anymore, and then make units.
Yes,
it's hard.
exactly.
It's hard to figure out, but the best players can do it.
Some Zergs even make so many drones that they go above 200 supply.
It's true. Man, I cast a game between it was Pig and Idrilling the other day.
Okay.
Idrilling lost 225 drones.
Oh God.
What
race was Pig playing? Because he plays
Terran.
random, right? Terran.
Yeah, he got Terran that game.
Let me guess. Pig played Mech, Liberators, and Hellions. That would be my guess, or was it? Just...
He actually went to Mass Nuke.
Oh. So those drones bet a fiery end, then, is what you're saying?
Many of them did, yes.
Oh God.
It's just, I just felt so bad for Idrilling, because it'd be like 3 nukes going down at the same time, and you have 7 bases, and you're like, which one of these, and where's the ghost on all of them? And it was just so rough.
That Adept gets picked off, by the way.
Yeah. This Adept, does that finish? Did she finish her transfer? Where'd she go?
One of them finishes at the natural, the other's in the main base.
Oh, it did finish into the main base. Does 3-shot these SCVs.
Yeah, got a lot of injured ones. There we go. 2 SCVs go down in total for that Adept, but that was 2 Adepts for 2 SCVs. puCK being a little bit offensive.
And not really getting much value for that, I don't think. 2 SCVs for 2 Adepts is pretty bad, honestly.
Losing your scouting Adepts does hurt. Now, something I'm excited to see the play that's going to be coming from puCK is he's actually gone for 2 Immortals and is getting a Warp Prism.
And a Warp Prism. His Warp Prism juggling is some of the best you're going to see in the game.
Oh, it's fantastic. Absolutely. Now, something that is important to note, he is on the Korean server, so that might make it a little bit more difficult. And for these Afreeca Worlds, just something that's worth pointing out, we don't usually invite players to a tournament. If like we're not going to invite someone like say, I don't know, someone on the East Coast or whatever that never plays on the Korean server. But puCK does ladder on the Korean server, so he's used to the ping. Almost catches that Cyclone with the Prism. As Bomber's going to be moving out for a push, that tank is going to be getting unloaded by Bomber. But yeah, puCK's Warp Prism with the 2 Immortals actually kind of intercepts the attack that was coming his way. And oh, he actually has to unpower his own gateway to get his units out. Oh man,
to get them back home.
Yeah, I didn't realize that was a solid wall off.
Oh, that's crazy stuff. Marines setting up that warp gate is going to die, especially with the tank fire on it. Cybernetics core might go down here too. puCK needs to hold this.
Yeah, he does. There's only one tank out for now. It is a mainly Marine push from Bomber here, but when another tank or Liberator gets on in here, that's where it becomes very problematic. puCK might just need to go for it now. The Immortals are going to try and focus fire down the tank, which is an absolutely huge deal. He is going to get it, pulls the Immortals back so far, however, one of them does go down.
Yeah, losing the Immortals is a big deal here, although the Marines are fantastic versus the Immortals. Liberator, big time problem. Cyclone locking on to that Immortal, getting some decent shots off there. Lock on still firing, actually, forcing the Immortal to pull back way into that mineral line. Stalkers doing a good job picking up against those Marines.
puCK steps forward, though.
Needs to get rid of that Liberator, does do so, losing a couple Stalkers in the process.
Great
some
job.
deaths come out.
The Immortals are doing so much work for puCK. The bunkers fall, the tanks fall, everything is can be a victim to an Immortal here. And man, they're just keeping puCK alive so far. Now, his unit count has thinned out, though, but a Disruptor did just finish up for the Protoss player.
Liking that. Bunker's getting knocked down by these Immortals here, too.
It hits the tank, it hits the bunker. The Stalker's going to try and go for it, picks off the tank. Now, these Immortals are very injured, though. puCK, though, keeping both of them alive. One of them does fall as I say that, though.
Shield battery helping the other one, but it's very low on energy right now. Marine's getting into the mineral line.
puCK has so many minerals in the bank right now. He just doesn't have the production, and this Liberator is causing him such a headache. Now that Disruptor is off cooldown, though, it's going to just hit the bunker, nothing else, and the Immortal does go down there. puCK, he's going to be finishing up 3 gateways in a second, though. That's going to allow him to make a big warp-in of units. Has he given Bomber too much time to get dug in there, though? There's 2 more bunkers. There's a Liberator here. Even the Viking has landed to help out, and the noose is tightening around the neck of puCK.
Yeah, it's a very patient push here from Bomber. He is definitely trying as hard as he can to kill this Protoss player early. Tank moving up, is in range of the Assimilator, going to take down that new shield battery as well here, and puCK just pulling back to the dark recesses of his natural.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking a little rough for puCK. He's dumping Chrono into his gateway, trying to get out as many units as he can. He has to focus down that Liberator. That's priority number 1. The Disruptor goes out. It hits one of the tanks. A Stalker steps forward, picks off the other one. He's now got a Colossus and a Disruptor, though a few Zealots on the bunker. puCK is trying everything to break this. However, there's still a tank in the back. There's still the Liberator causing him a lot of grief. The Disruptor goes down to the Liberator.
Disruptor goes down. Colossus can hit that bunker without taking any damage himself. Zealots and Stalkers in the mix as well. Tank firing on the Stalkers, though. Stalker goes down. Bunker does get picked off, losing a Stalker in the process. Army supply was even for a second there, but now it's 30-17 in favor of Bomber, directly attacking this natural base. The Colossus taking direct hits here, too. Another Liberator comes in. Bomber is just non-stop Liberator pushing right now, and there's just not enough anti-air to kill these things fast enough.
Yeah, there isn't. The fact that one of the tanks is still alive is the main issue because it just outranges everything. Bomber even drops a mule, but that's not a manner mule, that's a repair mule. He realizes that he can keep this push going and potentially win the game. puCK realizes he's got to clean this up now, pulls the probes. It is serious business right now. The tank gets surrounded by probes. The Colossus is working away in the bunker, but that's not the most efficient use of it. When it maybe could be firing at the Marines, the tank gets microed back by Bomber. Fantastically done. And I think he's gonna have done it, but as I say that, another Colossus does pop out.
Shield battery healing the wounded one.
Goes down, though.
It does go down. That's a huge problem. 44-17 army supply, 59-29 on workers. Coming back from this, it just is not going to happen for puCK at all. There's no third base for Bomber, but he hasn't really needed it. He does, I mean, the front does break, and he does replant his natural, but he's so far behind right now.
Yeah, puCK losing his Nexus really hurt him there. That was basically just the icing on top of the cake for Bomber. As puCK losing that, it just sets him back so far, and he had already been getting pushed for what must have been like 4 solid minutes or something. Bomber just started attacking and didn't stop, and now we see Bomber with a third base up.
Yeah, that third base is done. He's just killing it on economy and army size. If he lets puCK sit back there and chrono boost up another army, he might be able to let puCK back in the game just a little bit here, but the economy is so much better for the Terran player. He's got mules. His mineral income is over 3 times as high as puCK's is right now. And with some incredible disruptor hits, maybe puCK can claw his way back into this thing. But It is not looking likely.
Yeah, the makings for a comeback are, I mean, like, it's a reach, but Bomber is going to be given puCK maybe a chance. If puCK gets into position maybe to intercept this drop or warps in around a Stalkers and shuts down these Medivacs, that's the start of a potential comeback, shutting down a drop single-handed or one-sidedly. But I don't know if puCK's even going to be able to do that. This drop could actually just do him in here as he's busy trying to defend his front and his newly established natural. There's the scan. Medivac's going to unload here, and Bomber just comes on in and he's killing off probes that puCK can't afford to replace.
No. Focusing down the Nexus here, too. He's going
this.
to lose it. It's too many Marauders, too many Marines. Nexus down. I don't think Bomber should engage here. No, he's going to pick up and get out with what he can. He does save that last Marine there, too. Nicely done, paying attention to every unit that he has.
Disruptor's going out.
No.
Oh, man.
No,
yeah,
GG.
that's it. GG.
Yep. GG. Bomber looking good. Bomber showing Terran players this is how you beat Protoss. Don't let them get to the late game. Don't let them get Storm. Don't let them get 3 and 4 bases. Kill them on 2, and you'll have a better time with things. So nicely done. Better by Bomber for game number 1. Again, there is a bracket out on Team Liquid. There's a link on the top of the chat there. Again, tell your friends. Bomber's playing. puCK's here. Alive and Solar are present. Every race represented. Excellent players for every race involved there. I mean, Bomber just looks absolutely terrifying in every possible way. So we're going to go ahead and swap servers real quick. So bear with us for a minute here. Just to make it fair, we're going to let puCK play on the American server here for game number 2.
Oh, dear.
Because
error connecting to Blizzard services. That ain't good.
No, that's... Oh, snap. I just got that too.
Oh, man. Oh, dear.
Come back, Blizzard services.
Okay, we're in. Maybe they just broke the swap button or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Yes, we'll get on into the channel, and then we'll get on into the next map, which is going to be King's Cove.
Good map. Good vacation spot. Good place to go treasure hunting, too, if you're ever in the Kapurlu sector.
Just casually hanging out, you know?
Yeah. Go pick up some diamonds. You know, the dragons are all dead, so you don't have to worry about them. Might have to worry about, you know, some Terran or Protoss armies finding you, but, you know, they're more worried about each other than I think about some vacationers, so... Overall, moderately dangerous location, but I think the ability to become fabulously wealthy by picking up gold coins off the ground more than makes up for it.
Yeah. That would be nice.
Yeah. My music go... Oh, it's back now. Good. Yes, Science Bear. Bomber is a beast. You are correct about that. He is looking beastie today. And not beastie QT, just regular beastie.
Just regular old Bomber beastie.
Yeah. There we go. All right,
okay.
We are in.
We'll make sure that everyone is ready, and then we'll load on into the next game.
It was a bit of a strange transition, but looks like puCK is ready to go regardless. Yeah, Science Bear, seriously, played well to qualify for GSL, absolutely. He's looking good here too. Maybe he will be able to give Solar an excellent game. That'd be a ton of fun. If we could get an incredible TVZ between these two players, it'd be major casting highlight.
Yeah, I guess you actually got to see the GSL qualifier games. So that's kind of exciting. But here we are, continuing on this best of 5 in Afreeca World number 40. He took the first map and is looking good. It's Bomber.
And spawning in the bottom right, it's the Red Protoss player, puCK. Who, for a minute there, he was okay. He was even in worker supply, he was even in army supply, but...
Oh, it was close,
Bomber,
man.
It was close, but then Bomber just managed to make a couple better decisions, some good positioning with those Liberators especially. Getting the tank up in range of that Nexus was a huge problem, and things started going downhill from there.
But that was like scrappy. Like Bomber, like if you ask Bomber how that push went, that could have arguably gone better for him because like he did lose tanks. puCK really came close to cleaning that up multiple times.
Yeah.
And I think maybe if, say, puCK remembers to throw up a gateway or two a little bit earlier, it's a very tense situation, but that's something that's really important. Like, he had 900 minerals, and if he could, say, have had 9 zealots there or something to help clean it up, that would have made... I mean, it's not literally like he would have just had 9 extra zealots, but he could have maybe had an extra unit or two. And that's something that's very tough about StarCraft 2 to make happen. Now,
well, and what especially hurt too was that he lost that warp gate. He had to take out his own pylon.
Yeah, that really did hurt too. And so that was just a stylistic choice in which maybe puCK needs to evaluate going for a wall off like that on that map.
Yeah, as we can see, he's not doing it today. On King's Cove, anyway.
And I guess the start of the game did kind of go sour for him, too, losing those 2 adepts.
Yeah.
And I mean, say he has those 2 adepts, he knows the attack's coming maybe a little bit earlier or something, and then if he throws up an extra pylon, extra gateway maybe a little bit earlier. Yeah, definitely nothing that I think is going to be like, oh my god, Bomber's going to destroy puCK. This is a completely new map here, and we'll see if puCK can bring it back. I believe he can.
Me too. So the probe comes back home after delaying the expansion of Bomber for just a little bit there, which is always very annoying, but not game ending by any stretch there for the Terran player. He's fine with it. He is just throwing up some gas. Looks like he's getting another factory there, which, again, is going to be for tanks. I'm going to assume here based on game number 1. He's got the double gas. He's going to throw up a starport there, too, for Liberators. Liberators, tanks, Marines, a pretty good combination here in the early stages of the game. A Reaper does come out this time, and... oh, the Adept does not get a shot off on that.
Right on by.
Yeah, so the Reaper comes in and says, oh, it's an unprotected probe line. That's cool. Go ahead and kill as many of these as we can. A sentry... have I ever seen a sentry try to deal with a Reaper before? I'm not sure that I have.
It's not something you see every day. I think when a sentry is trying to deal with a Reaper, he's sweating a little bit. He's like, oh man, can I do this?
And, just barely finishes in time, just as the Adept shows up.
Yeah, poor
that
STV.
Was about 5 seconds.
Takes one for the team.
He does. And it is Hellions this time. So a couple Hellions here from Bomber to deal with the Adepts. They do pretty well if they are microed extremely well.
This Adept is toast.
Yeah, 2 Hellions. Oh, hang on.
Yeah, bit of miss micro there for Bomber, or not lowering that depot at the right time. So puCK might actually get away with this Adept. Yeah, she shades on out. Wow, that should have been a dead Adept.
Oh, yeah. If those Hellions come right down the ramp, absolutely toast, especially with the Reaper attacking it as well. So puCK getting some little decent wins here early in the game. It's going to be Cloak Banshee follow-up out of Bomber, which can be annoying to deal with, but honestly, one shield battery in your mineral line can shut that down pretty easily. If it's just the one Banshee anyway, multiple Banshees, a different story. But we're going to attack at the front, maybe swing around the Banshee. Could be a frontal assault or a back-level assault. Although, with the Cloak, probably going to go after those mineral lines. Hallucinated Stalkers. That's what the Sentry was for. I mean, they do have HP, so I mean, there's something of a wall there for you. It's just not a lot of HP.
puCK just lied about his wall for the next 30 seconds. Hellions don't care, though. With the Reaper grenade, they poke on in there, but Bomber actually deciding not to commit.
He shouldn't. There's a good number of Stalkers here now. One of them is hallucinated.
I mean, I think there was only 2 Stalkers at first, and I think you should have committed.
Ooh, the Adept on the other side of the map got a couple SCVs snuck in there after Bomber left the house.
Yeah, busy looking at that. Maybe that's why Bomber decided to pull back, but I feel as if the sooner you go in with the Hellions, the more likely you're going to have success, but maybe Bomber is waiting for a bit of a 1-2 punch here. He's going to be coming on in with the Banshee, and it's actually just so important to note. puCK's Robo isn't done yet. He's starting a shield battery in his main, but there is nothing in his natural. The Hellions are actually going to pick off the Sentry there and just run on out, and in comes the Banshee, which now has Cloak, and puCK is in trouble from this very quick Cloak Banshee of Bomber.
puCK did not scout this, did not know that it's coming. 4 probes down, robotics facility not even done yet. And yes, you can pull to the main, and the shield battery can help to a certain extent. As the Banshee recognizes, you can't kill those probes fast enough with the Banshee to overcome the healing that the shield battery gives them.
No,
so Banshee gets out. I mean, if there wasn't that one shield battery there in the main, I think puCK's just dead. So luckily he had that going on, and he is going to go ahead and quarter boost out an Observer and shut that down for the time being. That could have been a lot worse, honestly. Third base does go down before the Hellions show up to shut that down by killing the probe. Palmer does get the scout off, though, sees that third base happening. And we're moving into a mid-game here. This is not something where Bomber's going for that 2-base pressure. Third base is under construction. They're inside the mains. We're going to see a bit of more of a macro style, which is kind of fun. I definitely enjoy casting macro a little bit more than the shorter ones, depending on how intense they are. I mean, that last game was a lot of fun there. But anyway, back home for puCK. Robotics Bay coming in. He does like those disruptors. We could see them again here versus Bomber, or maybe even just Colossus, which he did in game number 1 as well.
I think it will be Colossus, based on the fact that puCK just warped in 2 sentries.
Yes. And it does, I mean, it does feel like Colossus are more in the meta versus Terran than disruptors are.
Oh, absolutely. I think they've pretty much always been.
Well, there was a while there that the Colossus was really bad. We just didn't see it hardly
I don't know.
I'm
personally in the camp that Colossus have always been pretty decent.
Mm.
Now, in comes these 2 Banshees for Bomber. They are cloaked, so they're going to be looking to nab up a few probes, perhaps. Not revealing themselves just yet. Stalkers are coming into position that when puCK does have Blink on these, so he's actually going to get underneath and actually pick off one of the Banshees, maybe? No, not quite. And look at this. Actually, great positioning for Bomber. They're nabbing up 2 probes and going to get on out.
Yeah, nicely done. Against the Blink Stalkers, that is hard to do. Banshees aren't all that speedy without Hyperflight Rotors. So great positioning there. Did get a couple kills down. And they're just going to be annoying from this point on. There is no Stargate from puCK, so we can't really handle it. Zealots do manage to get into the natural mineral line here. Some friendly tank fire.
Yeah, traitorous
doing some work
tank
against
there.
those SCVs too.
In the end, that was like 3 Zealots for 4 SCVs, so not a super crazy trade or anything like that.
No, definitely not. I mean, it was good damage. It's enough to kind of keep you even here. Worker count does favor puCK, but again, with Mules, Bomber keeping pace quite nicely as his 3rd base happily mining here too. The Banshees come home to get a repair off, or maybe just be with the general setup of this army. Could be Medivacs in production, working on that bio, Stim +1, Combat Shield all on the way from the Terran player right now. Colossus production has begun for puCK. And just defending against those Banshees, which aren't anywhere near, but they have been repaired, so they could move out fairly soon. It's not a bad idea to prepare for that. Honestly, I kind of feel like armor is the biggest deal for Protoss versus Terran. It's just especially for Zealots, being a little bit tankier versus those Marines and Marauders really allows your damage dealers with the Stalkers and the Colossus to do more damage longer before the Zealots go down.
Yeah. I think it's up for debate. It really depends on the Terran's composition partially too, because the +1 on the Colossus just helps them shred Marines like no other. Colossus just benefit from upgrades immensely, so that's always a consideration. Now, as you said though, the armor really does help the Zealots tank, and I mean the Colossus aren't that good versus Marauders, which is a big chunk of Bomber's army. Yeah. So it's interesting to note that Bomber is actually going to be going out for a big drop. 4 Medivacs being loaded up instead of the completely expected and almost push that you can pretty much count on that Terran usually moves out for around this time. But instead, he's going for the big drop, not just a big push. And we'll see how it's going to work out.
Abjectly terrifying push. So many of puCK's units are not anywhere near that natural base. It's not that far away to go home, but I could see the natural base getting picked off here. There's an observer checking this area.
Oh,
doesn't see it.
No. Oh my god.
Doesn't see it. Brutal.
This is absolutely huge. Bomber, I think you got to keep going in of your Bomber, though. He actually just loads on up and gets on out. Recall immediately used for puCK. Good reaction. He's going in for a counter drop. A absolute ton of Zealots going in via 2 Warp Prisms.
Lots.
Okay, this is insane.
Charge lots. Taking down 8 SCVs there. The drop from Bomber didn't actually do very much. Great pull on the probe.
Nothing.
Immediate recall. And suddenly puCK gets some damage done, forces Bomber to respond to him, and puCK is in a wonderful position.
Yeah, this is the puCK that I wanted to see. Bomber did sniff out this Disruptor, thankfully for him, so he's going to be able to pick that off, not get eat a nasty shot or anything like that. Very important that he spotted that out, because puCK was looking for a big shot. Bomber able to sniff it out, though. This one Stalker spotting a move out that's coming puCK's way. Supply, though, could be a little bit deceiving this game, or actually something very important to take note of, because Bomber is actually doubling the supply of puCK. And so while puCK didn't take much damage there, the way that the macro has worked out is that the army of Bomber is still absolutely terrifying right now. Oh, look at this Bomber coming on in towards the natural. He's got just so much stemmed bio here. Going to be going for the Robo. That's going down. No Colossus is popping out of there. These Stalkers are just going to fold immediately, and we can sure bet that Bomber's coming in multiple locations. Tanks rolling on up here with this bio. Bomber's just hitting puck in multiple spots right now. He's got the Colossus working away at defending the third.
But the buffer is gone. The Zealots are out here. The Colossus cannot stand on their own.
In comes a few Archons, though, getting on top of these siege tanks. Maybe puCK can clean this up, and that's really all he needs to do. Let's see. Yeah,
that
the tanks are going to go down.
Doing some work after all. Marauder standing in, takes so many shots. Oh, one tank does go down. The Colossus getting saved a little bit there in the War Prisms.
Being a pain. Observer gets recalled by puCK. Quick or good use of that, but he is still down on supply an immense amount. puCK was researching Psystorm behind this, which is an absolute comeback mechanic, but he doesn't actually have any High Templar with energy, which is definitely going to pain him a little bit. He got up a 4th base that wasn't actually picked off during all this, but he's just the macro machine that he's always been. He's coming across the map with so many Marines and Marauders. This is actually just an absurd amount of Terran here.
Yeah, I mean, it's even on worker count and income, but army supply is about 3 times as much for Bomber right now. And
puCK can try and hold this base. I mean, he does have the Colossus, or he only has one. I guess he must have lost the other. That actually really hurts him. And yeah, this could potentially be it. I mean, the Colossus is putting out as much damage as it can, but +2 isn't quite yet finished yet. puCK's microing with his Prism as well as he can. He's got these High Templar. They don't quite have enough energy for Storm. It's seconds away. Where's the Storm? There's one Storm, but Bomber runs forward, and I think it's still just too much Terran here.
Yeah, especially with that Colossus gone. That's going to be your GG from puCK.
GG.
And Bomber ends up taking it 2-1 lead in this best of 5, looking abjectly terrifying while doing so. But honestly, what do we expect from the Bomber who qualified for GSL just a little bit ago here?
Yeah, just an absolute monster. Looking good. puCK putting up a great fight there. He didn't seem to make a lot of wrong moves in that game, I don't think.
No, I don't. I mean, he reflected the early drop quite nicely. Bomber had enough stuff in 2 different locations. The Colossus didn't do as much damage, I think, as puCK needed it to, or needed them to, and Storm was late. I think you need Storm a little bit earlier than that versus a bio composition. Colossus are good, they're fine, Disruptors are okay, but the most guaranteed highest level of damage you can generally get there is going to be on that Storm. So we'll see, maybe it comes out a little bit early here for puCK in the next game, but yeah, you never know. That's why we're here. That's why we're casting these.
Yeah, the next map gonna be Kairos Junction.
Yeah, the DPS of Marines and Marauders continues to shock Azaios. That Robo died in about 1 second. Truth. I mean, that's the thing. Their damage is really good, but also you can pack a lot of them into a small area. So that helps a lot too. You can have a lot of Marines and Marauders attacking a single robotics facility, whereas if that was something like Roaches or something, you can't fit as many units in there in that attack range, and it will survive a little bit longer. So that's generally why that is.
Seems like that is a bug. Did you have to type in your password again, swapping server?
I didn't swap it this time. I just got out and got back into StarCraft.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that swap button's usually pretty handy, but that might be broken in this patch.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all. Yeah, so next game is going to be on Kairos Junction. As a limiter in chat was asking about that. Hey, everybody. Happy to have you on board for yet another Afreeca World event. Going to be Afreeca number 40. As you can see, we've got Bomber versus puCK, and then in another amazing series after this, Alive versus Solar. And the winner of those series will play in our grand final of a best-of-7 series. Going to be good stuff. Going to be good stuff either way. Zerg versus either a Terran or a Protoss. And, I don't know, my favorite matchups, I think, are ZVT and ZVP. So, happy Falcon here.
ZVP. Coming from a Zerg player, right?
Yep. Mirror matchups are not my favorite. And then PVT, probably my least favorite of all of the non-mirror matchups. It's fine. I mean, I don't hate it.
There's no Zerg in it, so...
Exactly. No Zerg.
Yeah, PVT, get your stuff together. Add some Zergs in there. No, I think PVT is actually my favorite matchup, and it's probably for the same reason, because I play Protoss and I play Terran.
Ah, yes, that makes sense. You're two mains in there. I thought you were doing random. Aren't you playing Zerg?
Nah. It.
You gave up on Zerg?
Yeah, I mean, I'll still do it every now and then, but I just like 13-12'd or whatever every game it's a or Ravager. I 13-12'd other Zergs, I Ravager Rush Terrans, and then versus Protoss I just did who knows what.
Gotcha. That Ravager Rush is pretty good versus T.
It's fantastic.
Insanely good.
So here we are, next map, spawning up in the top left-hand side of the map. It's Bomber.
And spawning in the bottom right, he's purple, and he is puCK.
Ezios saying, by the way, you guys hyped to see that we have Terrans back in the GSL. Yes. Or the veteran Terrans back in the GSL.
That's right.
By veterans, I believe what everyone was saying was Dream, Bomber, Tasia. Oh god, Tasia! I'm so hyped. I'm excited. I'm honestly not completely like over the moon like I would have been maybe like a couple seasons ago because we've had these old guys back a little bit. I'm excited to see how well they'll play. By the way, Bomber just just eBay blocking puCK. I love it. I do this in the PvT a fair bit.
I wish we saw more of that, honestly. eBay block is so frustrating.
Yeah. It's actually just such an incredible build. And guys, if at a lower level, if you can eBay block, like, this could look like it's a pain for puCK to deal with. Versus a Protoss player who's nowhere near puCK's level. They're just going to get flustered. They're going to be like, I don't know what to do. They're going to fall to pieces. They'll be on the floor crying. Because they'll be like, I can't take my natural, and I don't know what to do.
Welcome to Zerg is all I have to say. You know how many times I can't take my natural? Way more than I'm comfortable with. Man, I actually cashed a lobby game the other day where Zerg's natural got blocked by a pylon.
Oh, okay.
And the Zerg only took his third base, and he just never... Hey, look at that. That's exactly what Zerg does. puCK is playing Zerg. He's like, I'll just expand over here. No problem. Go for a third Nexus. Do it. Toss this down.
Just third Nexus for Protoss? Oh, that would be a bold one. I mean, there was earlier on in Legacy of the Void... it was like Protoss were getting like their fourth or their third by like 4 minutes or something.
Yeah.
And that was before Terrans really started punishing it.
It was a good time though. So much macro.
Yeah, it was, but I don't know. I'm a Terran. Early Legacy of the Void is I don't know how I feel about that one.
Well, early Legacy of the Void was all Adept Phoenix pushes anyway.
It was all Adept pushes. Yeah. Speaking of Adept pushes, by the way, and speaking of Bomber, just to promote a little bit, there's actually going to be a Best of 9 show match on this channel as well on Sunday. It's going to actually be Bomber, and he's going to be taking on Super. And both of these are old guys who just qualified for the GSL. And part of the reason why I wanted to do this match was because Bomber and Super played pretty much right before Bomber retired. And that was back when Adepts were very good. And I just have this distinct memory of like 20 or 30 Adepts just shading on top of Bomber. And it was probably the worst GSL series I've ever seen. And I was like, let's redo this again in 2019 and see. So on Sunday, 7 a.m. Pacific, pardon me. That is going to be just a cool little show match on this channel.
Right on time too, 2019 and all. All right, so the Adept tries to block a little bit there, doesn't quite pull it off. The Marines come down the ramp, and a tank, and the Adept says, nope. Let's try to get a shade in there, get a scout off, but Supply Depot lifts and shuts it down. Terran players are so good at that.
Yeah, puCK just doing his thing, taking his third base as is natural, which is an interesting move. He's building a gateway up at the front here. I mean, I guess it makes sense. He's freestyling it. Got this probe just hanging out. Wonder what he's gonna do with that next. Gotta get that probe mining. Once again, though, he's going for this double immortal prism, which versus a Terran and Bomber situation right now is actually fantastic because Bomber is gonna be going for this Marine tank push, and puCK's gonna be able to micro for days. We'll see how exactly this is gonna math out versus this push. But the main reason why I have a lot more confidence for this game around is the fact that Bomber has not gone for a single Viking or a Cyclone. So in theory, as long as puCK controls well with this Prism, he should be set for life.
True fact.
Or at least set for this.
He is good with the Prism.
Now, looks like puCK was maybe planning a bit of a counterattack. Is he going to see this? That's really important. He does take a shot. Bomber's pushing out. puCK now knows about it. And he's actually retreating. Does he have to recall, though? Like, oh, man, this is actually very bad for puCK. He was really out of position. Pops the Guardian Shield. The Prism moves forward. Probes were maybe going to be getting pulled on in. The Immortals are coming forward. They do just focus down that tank, though. And the Prism is still alive. It gets focused down, though. puCK's got this, though. He's going to clean this up, no problem.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary, but he's got it. I like how you said that the War Prism would be fine, but then Marines are really good.
Yeah, puCK flew too close to the sun there.
He did. Far, far too close. And now Bomber is in full retreat, getting some Marines out. That tank really wants to stick around, but at the same time, it doesn't want to die either. puCK, it is a 16 to 17 army supply comparison right now, which is insanely close for 5 minutes.
In smaller unit numbers, though, this is generally considered pretty good for the Protoss player, and puCK does have these 2 Immortals, which are probably some of the most efficient or supply-efficient units that there is. So that Immortal just pops off those tanks, puCK pulling these guys back. With the control of someone like puCK, he's just getting a lot of value here.
puCK, take your natural. Do it.
Oh, puCK.
Oh, you jinxed him.
I did. I'm sorry, puCK fans, guys, but
he was doing so well until you were like, he'll get so much value out of these.
Yep.
Ruined all of it.
I did. I am so sorry, puCK fans, but
all right,
guys,
so for the puCK fans, you need to start talking about how unbeatable Bomber is right now.
You know what puCK was thinking about right now? Right before those Immortals died, he was like, am I taking this too far? Should I be pulling back? And he's like, no, I'll go for it anyway. That's exactly what he was thinking of, and he's regretting that decision right now. Yeah, a pretty good StarCraft motto I've found lately that I've been sort of abiding by is like, if I have to think about this and second guess this, I'm just gonna play on the safer end of things.
Smart. You see where puCK's third base is?
What? I do now.
This reminds me of that, like, I guess, honestly, like a silver Zerg. He did this. He took his third out there, then he took a fourth out there. He never went back and took his natural at all.
God.
It was so confusing, and it's more confusing here because it's puCK and he's Protoss.
Yeah, oh my God, puCK, you are a god.
What is happening?
You gotta spend some of your chrono, by the way, puCK. He's got 200 energy on this Nexus.
You know what's going to happen is Bomber's going to try to drop the natural and be like, wait, what?
Mind games. So puCK's coming in with a Colossus in a Prism right now, and Colossus are pretty good units. Now, puCK's got to be careful, because if he loses this Colossus, he looks like a fool. But,
yeah, not as good against Marauders. It takes so many swipes to kill a Marauder, but against Marines, fantastic.
Yeah, that's why you need like 3 Colossus and 3 Prisms, right? Because 3 Colossus just kills any amount of bio.
Correct. The 1 is okay, but not great.
Yeah, 1 Colossus, not great. 2, okay, you're getting somewhere. 3, it's a haul. You know those like Vince McMahon gifts or whatever from WWE?
The progressively like more excited ones.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is with Colossus. That's my meme, guys. Don't you dare post that on Reddit.
Now they will. Nobody even thought about it. Probably. All right, Extended Thermal Lance, just about done here. Charge is done. Charge, good spell, for sure. Charge, good unit for Protoss. And hey, I mean, yeah, the Colossus is like, hey man, I will wipe out your Marines all you want. Viking's scary, though.
The worst enemy of a Colossus and a Prism. A Viking.
The Viking.
Or
well,
2
2 of them,
yes.
especially. Yes, a Viking alone,
No,
right.
there are 2 of them.
Getting out of hand. So Bomber not doing much different here in game number 3. Marines, Marauders, 4 Vikings at a time to deal with the Colossus that puCK is producing, which seems pretty smart since Extended Thermal Lance came out. It's going to be a lot of
pretty darn smart considering the fact that puCK has no Psystorm on the way.
Yes, so Vikings definitely smarter in this situation.
So you know what I say to puCK right now?
Seize the day?
You best be making a Disruptor.
Ah. I mean, he already invested into Extended Thermal Lance, though. He has to make Colossus.
No, you don't.
No. All right.
If you're a Protoss and you're just making Colossus, you got to be thinking, what's the Terran doing right now? Probably making Vikings. So you got to be thinking
So
the next
many.
step. And the next step, that best be some darn Psystorm. I mean, there is a chance that puCK's just going to try and, like, go for one of those big, like, ground attacks, because he has made a couple of Immortals, so it's like, okay, maybe the Terran is just going to have invested so much in Vikings that I can just kill him with, like, Immortals, Stalkers, and Zealots while the Colossus just get gunned down. That's always a possibility. But for now, though, the supply, it's looking tough.
All right, here we go. Marines Marauders pushing
Oh,
on
man,
in.
look at all these Vikings. This is so many Vikings. Oh,
Well,
these poor Colossus.
Colossus.
Oh, no.
one's
Oh,
dead.
no.
That was easy.
Okay, there's a
Another
lot of
one.
sentries, but... Oh, God, puCK, I'm...
Also dead. And third Colossus also dead.
Imagine if there was a Disruptor. Look at all this clumped up bio.
Would have been nice.
Now there's
But
two
yeah,
on the way,
Probes evacuating the
but
third
it's
base
too
here.
late.
puCK's doing some stuff on the other side of the
Yeah,
map
he is.
here.
Maybe it's not too late.
That's a lot of dead SCVs, man. If he can hold this, he might be okay. That's the trick, though, is the if.
Yeah, I mean, Bomber doesn't know about the fourth base. puCK with the ultimate mind games has actually expanded again. And I mean, he did stay alive long enough for a Disruptor. Oh my god! Oh my god! That
Big
Disruptor
time
hit.
hits. Big time hits on that Disruptor. Big time plays.
Okay, puCK has knocked Bomber down to 33 SCVs.
puCK is fighting right now, landing the Vikings to
Oh
deal
my
with
god,
this
is he gonna
Nova.
do this? Oh
Nova
my
taking out
god,
a
that
couple of
Disruptor
those
hit.
Vikings. Marines and Marauders versus Immortals, though, doing okay for themselves. But Bomber doesn't have much
Has
here.
held on. He's fine.
He has. Army supply, big problem right now. 55 to 25 in favor of Bomber. Sure, his economy is in the toilet, but he has more stuff than puCK does. puCK needs to start making things with all the
puCK has
minerals that he has.
Disruptors. The one concern is all the Liberators right now.
Yes.
Yes.
That I don't.
The thing is, the economy of puCK, he's on a 63 worker economy. He's got a massive income advantage, and look at this. He's got money, so he's throwing up cannons and shield batteries. If you're
Hey,
puCK,
Bomber
you just...
found out about the fourth.
Oh, he did. And look at all those Liberators, and oh, he's even got a tank. Okay. Yeah, this game, this has been a tough one to try and call here. puCK trying to reestablish this. He's stepping out. This is very bold to be moving out to try and make a defense on this base. Disruptor stepping forward, but they're eating Liberator shots. Another Nova's getting tossed on out. It's going to hit that Marauder there.
Yeah, just one Marauder. Every hit previous to now has been really good.
Yeah,
The Stalkers, they go for it. They need to go for it and take down these Liberators. 1 and 2 go down. Another one shows up for a total of 2 now. And they have to evacuate this base entirely. His third base is being replanted. 14 probes have gone down, though. And Army supply, once again, just 64 to 26 in favor of Bomber. There are Disruptors, there are Stalkers, but that is a lot of bio, and the Liberators are pretty much what puCK can't handle right now.
Yeah, I mean, puCK had the good economy there, but he wasn't able to make the hold. He's definitely not out of it yet, but he's still in this... It just feels like this entire series, he's just been down a very significant amount of supply.
Bomber kind of pulling back, being a little bit cautious. He's worried about that Warp Prism showing up and killing more of his dudes.
Yeah, Bomber's economy still is not great.
I mean, you see all those mules, though?
Yeah, but you see these Zealots?
I sure do. But I mean, the income is higher right now in minerals for Bomber than for puCK.
That's
because of these
true,
mules
but
that are
for
working.
the past minute or two, it has been in puCK's favor despite him losing at base. And look at this. Yeah, he's still on 3 bases here. Bomber's on 3 bases as well, and he can always float command centers. So in the long term, it might be better for Bomber, but in the now, I think it's still pretty decent for puCK. Keep in mind, his natural is pretty fresh. Oh, gotta recall that Prism of your puCK right now, but does he have a recall? I guess not.
Gone.
Okay, puCK's out on the map, and he's actually catching a chunk of Bomber's army, and oh, Disruptors are spinning. Oh,
Yeah,
puCK recalls.
Bomber started doing a better job of splitting and running away from those Nova hits.
Yes, he
Which
has.
is really how you need to handle that, for sure. Or go forward and kill the Disruptors if you can, but not really a guarantee.
Yeah, it's always a very fine line to walk. puCK's getting up a Colossus again, which I love to see, because Bomber has no more Vikings. But he still just has so much bio. If you are puCK, you gotta have some nice Disruptor shots right now, because Bomber's coming on in, And we'll see if puCK can intercept this. Look at that. Picks off a Liberator too. Nova goes out, forcing Bomber to split. Pretty decent connection. Trying to hit more of the bio, and he's getting fantastic shots off. Oh my gosh, these Novas.
Yeah, even if they're not getting everything, they are getting
No, they've
something.
been getting some value right there. Oh, 15
Definitely.
kills on this Disruptor, and then like 9 on
That
another one.
is too many charge lots for that amount of bio. And
Yeah,
suddenly
it
puCK is up in army supply.
Look at this.
Way up in worker count. puCK has a stranglehold on this game right now.
Yeah, he does. I mean, Bomber's just muling, staying alive. He hasn't made an SCV, I don't think, in gosh knows how long. And yeah, I mean, puCK, he's got better upgrades. He just finished up a Colossus. He's getting another one out. He needs to get that Colossus across the map. But yeah, those Disruptors, they thinned out the overwhelming amount of bio for Bomber. And now it's in a manageable size, but look at this. Bomber's just going for it. He's going to try and get on top of puCK before puCK is ready. But look at that. Nova's zone out Bomber's army. One more Nova's going out. Good splits, though, from Bomber so far. Yeah, these Disruptors are getting picked off. Yeah,
oh,
okay.
that's big. Both of them go down.
Yeah,
Bomber.
puCK overextended a little bit there. Lost a lot of Zealots and all of his Disruptors there. That being said, though, 2 Colossus out at a time right now, and once he gets at those Colossus, they're just going to shred into this bio, which is unsupported.
No, but the third base in the meantime getting wailed on here by Marauders and Marines. Zealots getting on top of it though.
Yeah, Colossus coming on
there.
forward, and they are going to add so much to this fight, and the Zealots with their +2 armor are just staying alive so long. Bomber is microing as well as he can, but his bio is starting to get overstimmed, and overstimmed bio versus Colossus, it's not enough.
Oh!
GG, puCK takes the map.
puCK wins it on the Korean server. Way to go, man.
Very well done by puCK, and we're going to get on into the next map right away, guys. But
yeah. I think the major problem there for Bomber was that he did not know the 4th base existed for puCK for a little bit there.
Yeah.
He felt like he was in a better position than he actually was, and maybe went a little bit too easy there, was not as focused on trying to kill stuff. And yeah, puCK was able to have the income on that base for quite some time, and then just some really good kind of tech switches between Colossus and Disruptor. Some amazing Disruptor hits there for sure, especially the first few that came out. Really got some serious damage done. And then from that point on, even forcing Bomber to zone away from them was helping him in those engagements. So great job by puCK for sure.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, let's get into our next map here. Joining that lobby. And where are we? We're on New Repugnancy, the latter edition for our next game here. Got the Game Heart add-on ready to rock. Got Bomber in the lobby. puCK joining right now. Both players are ready to go and raring to go. puCK wants to force a Game 5 by winning this next match. Bomber wants to be done with this as soon as possible if he can.
Those were some nasty Disruptor hits, man.
They were, especially those first ones. Bomber did figure them out, kind of get used to what they were doing as the game went on. But yeah, there were some really nice hits throughout that game for sure.
Yeah, like, puCK was pretty much dead without those Disruptor hits. And then he just kills, like, everything.
Yeah, somewhere M. Canning is smiling. He doesn't know why.
puCK's like was he the Disruptor guy before M. Canning, though?
Yeah, probably. But, like, M. Canning really loves Disruptors.
He does, yeah. See, it's sort of funny. I guess that there's kind of like the calibers of the Disruptor guys from America, the American Disruptors. That would be their band name, that's for sure.
American Disruptorists.
Anyway, spawning down the bottom left-hand side of the map, it's Root puCK.
And spawning the top right, it is Bomber.
I got a question for you. Are you rooting for puCK?
Yeah, I think I am. puCK's a good dude.
He's the American, right?
He is. And he's a good dude. Like, there are Americans that I like. So I'm not just saying it because he's, he lives in my country and he's from my country. But it helps, in fairness.
Okay. And I mean, that's the puCK that I like to see. Like, I still feel like that maybe the mid and the early game could have gone like a little bit more crisp for him. I feel like Bomber, when he's up on supply, it's kind of like an unexplainable amount of supply that he's up. And oh, look at this Bomber once again eBay blocking puCK.
All right, puCK, let's do it again. Let's go 2 expansions before you take your natural. And just try to throw a bomber
look at
off.
this. puCK is going down. The probe's going to be so sad as it wants to take that expansion.
It sure does. Just, it's not allowed, I'm afraid.
Does puCK take the other base?
Do
This game?
it.
There's no Zealot on the way. So yeah, he's got to be expanding elsewhere.
Or 1 base all in.
Is that a thing in Legacy of the Void, though? How long has it been since you saw, like, a high pro level 1 base?
A super long time.
Yeah, like, it has. I
But
mean,
entirely possible.
other than, like, say, like, a Zerg Ravager all-in, I literally can't think of one.
Yeah, no, you're right.
ZVZ, I guess. Yeah, it's only with Zergs. Like, Protoss don't really do it, I guess. I mean, there's cannon rushes and maybe like that, but even when a Terran goes for like a super early tank push, that is off the back of a normal expansion these days.
It is.
But yeah, you're right. Robo's on the way for puCK, so he is just one-basing it. And this is, oh, there we go. There's the expansion on the way.
Maybe it's a fake out. But the Reaper's going to see everything anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, this makes, this has got to be making Bomber a little bit nervous. But the fact that he did see the expansion go up does make him a little bit more calm. Almost every PvP? Okay, yeah. That's true. Yeah, PvP you don't really expand in. My point might have been a bit flawed.
But who likes PvP, honestly?
Not even Protoss.
No,
Although,
they don't.
let me... Yeah, I don't know. If you were to rank the mirror matchups, what one would you go for?
Oh, okay, how are we ranking?
Best to
most fun to
worst.
watch, most fun to play.
That's true. Okay. Because I think that is the completely different point. Like,
yeah.
my favorite to watch, probably TvT, I'd say.
Yeah, me too.
And then,
But, like, I think Terrans hate playing TvT.
oh, I'm a Terran. Hate the thing. You know how many? Okay, this is actually a pro tip for those of you guys that ladder as Terran. Every time you start a TvT, if you hate TvT and you're going to leave the game, wait a second, because chances are your opponent's going to leave the game before you. And it's actually a thing. I'm not even joking. Like,
That's so sad.
it's the truth, though. It's like,
I like it.
and then you queue into the same guy 4 times in a row, and it's like, oh, sweet, ladder points, right?
They just leave instantly every time.
They do.
And they're like, why just get so many Terrans?
Yeah, I had a guy message me the other day. He messaged me Q, and because he was waiting to dodge me because he didn't want to play TvT.
Nice. Did you help him out?
I did, yeah, I queued. He had already
That's
given
nice.
me like 3 game wins or something like that. So I was like, oh,
It's a fair
okay.
trade. This is
I'm
a
gonna
pretty
lose
good
these ladder
lake
points.
micro here.
Yeah.
All right. As I say that, one soccer goes down, but get some stuff
Still,
done.
that was some pretty decent value for puCK. Or, I mean, he softened up a lot of Marines for 1 stalker. If he can pick off the Cyclone, that would be very nice.
Yes. but
Meanwhile,
I
on
think
puCK's side
Bomber's
of
gonna
the map, I believe that was probably the Reaper going down.
I don't see him anymore. So, yep, he toast.
TvT is fun for the first 10 to 12 minutes. The super long game, TvT is a bit boring for me.
See, and what's funny is ZVZ, if it gets to the super long game, is exciting. Whereas the short stuff, it's either Lingbane or it's Roach Ravager versus Roach Ravager, and it's boring.
Oh, the short stuff, Lingbane, I love watching it.
It's all right.
Oh,
but,
there's nothing more fun than watching 2 pros micro Lingbane, I think.
I guess it's kind of anticlimactic when, as some adepts harass in the natural base, your 6 SCVs go down tank fire again, causing some friendly fire damage there for sure.
Yeah, that was actually a lot of damage for 3 adepts.
Adept shaded. Where'd she go?
The mystery of the vanity. She's dead.
What? I thought
Yep,
she got out.
She dead. I think
that's
she
crazy.
might have been blocked or something. And anyway, puCK's gonna be going for it. But the concern is that there is a tank here set up. Only one of them set up. The other wasn't. So that could have been a bit of a mistake for Bomber. puCK's just going for it. He's got the immortal, but it is not firing away on the tank. And so he's gonna have to evacuate. But picks off 6, 7 SCVs.
7 SCVs is not bad.
It is not. Now, Bomber does just need to hold on here, really, and then he's in a pretty decent spot, I want to say, but I mean, Stim is a ways off, so yeah, I think this is actually going pretty darn well for puCK. Look at this Prism harassment. Oh my gosh, 11, 12 SCVs. That's just in recent times, keeping Bomber at 31.
Third base on the way from puCK, finally taking his natural base, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, Bomber's
got a third, but he doesn't. Yeah, doesn't dare to land it at this stage. Although he probably should. puCK is going home.
Yeah, you really can't secure your third as a Terran until you have Stim, generally. That's the rule of thumb, I'd say.
Man, once again, Robotics Bay finishing up here. There is a Twilight Council, but no Templar Archives getting started now that that's done.
Oh my god, puCK just picked off the Stim pack.
That's a pretty big deal. Denying Stim.
That's a huge deal.
When you're going bio is massive. It does get restarted on a separate tech lab, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, it's similar army supply here. puCK is up in both army supply and total worker supply, though.
Yeah.
He's got his 3 bases running. Bomber is not on 3 bases right now. His Stim is delayed. He has to wait for that really to do anything. And it's more Colossus. Again, here out of puCK. Extended Thermal Lance, going for that charge. Making additional gateways. Third base happily up and running. His income is looking extremely healthy. And generally higher than Bomber's, even with the presence of mules. So, I mean, puCK wants a game 5. And I think he could not ask for a better opening 7 minutes to get there.
No, he couldn't. Just everything's been going his way this game, it would seem. Getting the Stim was just the icing on top of the cake. Now, of course, he doesn't know if it was Stim or the combat shield. You can never really know, but I mean, it was. So he's happy about that. Bomber landing his Viking. This Viking could be having a bit of a bad time, though. Can the Stalkers pick it off? Oh, Viking does escape.
Woo. One more shot would have been enough to take it down. Yeah, I mean, right now I think puCK's in a great spot. His absolute disinterest in Storm kind of concerns me. But maybe he'll go there eventually after he gets everything else. Because he's absolutely going for Colossus, going for charge lots, and he's going to try to do that thing with the big World War of the Worlds.
Oh, man.
Laser boys.
Yeah, it's going to be good. He is at that 2 Colossus mark in the second here. He's got the 3 Immortals still as well, which can't be underestimated. Looks like puCK was maybe planning a 4th base. The Viking says, no 4th for you.
Net bonus versus
And
mechanical.
Sends,
Small change
puCK
a while
sends
ago.
Sentry and the Colossus and an Immortal after that Viking. That's not going to do it.
I mean, it's already hurt. How many shots from the sentry before it goes down? How much time?
6 damage.
Probably too long.
Viking is at 27 health, so about 3 years.
Yeah, that's about right. Good estimate. Drop set up here to the south of puCK's main, but he's got Colossus ready for it. That's a pretty scary drop regardless,
Oh, look
though.
at this Prism coming on in for puCK. Doesn't actually unload anything and is just going to retreat out.
Too many Marauders present. No tanks for that friendly fire
Oh, can we
splash.
point
Decides
out,
to
by the
save
way,
it.
puCK's vision is
Okay.
good with that Observer. He's got Zealots out on the map, scouting out. Now we are going to be seeing Bomber drop into the main base of puCK. There's a Colossus and 3 Archons that just finished up. Colossus are probably the worst thing to have in your base to defend, or Archons are, pardon me, because they just can't get through your own Sim City half the time. Bomber coming forward. Gonna be looking to put the pressure on puCK a little bit. And look at this! Bomber's up so much supply once again.
He is, and the upgrades are favoring the Terran player
puCK
too.
had 200 energy on this Nexus that's just about to die.
Bam! That snipe did not take long at all. Widowmine's getting some shots off before they get wiped out.
Oh, the 4th base gets canceled as well.
Oh, the multi-pronged turret.
Oh my god, the Zealots are slaughtering a ton of the bio.
Ooh, and the medevacs don't even try to pick anybody up.
No,
They're just
they
like,
don't.
Bye.
They weren't paying
Sorry,
attention.
guys.
They were on their way home. They had clocked out.
All right, so we're down to 2 bases for puCK, which is not good. Bomber with a multi-pronged harass just absolutely crushes it there. Army supply, despite losing all of that bile for Bomber, is still looking okay. But again, splash damage is the great equalizer. And puCK does start Storm. 4 High Templar in production here too. Will it get out in time with all of this big amount of Marine, Marauder, Widowmine, medevac that Bomber is sending across the map right now?
puCK is going to have... puCK still does have the Colossus out, and there's actually no real card counter to them yet. Bomber just has a ton of bile. 4th base gets canceled, though, as puCK was trying to expand and secure that once again. He is just trying to macro his way out of this, but it's looking a little tough for the Protoss player right now. He absolutely has to keep his 3rd base alive, get up to Psystorm if he wants a chance in this game.
Yeah, Storm is getting there, slowly but steadily, about halfway complete. puCK is sending a small attack into Bomber's third base in the
that's a good move,
meantime.
but oh, look at this. Bomber got units rallied out, so he should be able to clean this up as long as he reacts appropriately.
And he does. Yeah.
Yes, he
so
does.
Let's do a little bit of damage, but not too
Oh
much.
man, oh my god, that is a Medivac like Armada or whatever, just going to be unloading into the main base of puCK. Bomber though, I don't know if this was the right move. He buries his Widow Mines, but there's going to be a lot of friendly fire going down from them. The Archon's getting on top of this. Oh, this was so much bio though, and puCK or Bomber is just cleaning up all those units, and in comes some units towards the third base of puCK. puCK might be able to clean this up, but oh, Widow Mine's getting nasty shots off.
puCK's doing some damage on the other side of the map here, but he's not killing bases, which is the big deal.
Yeah, that is the big deal. The Colossus are doing everything they can, but good split on the Marauders, which simply don't die to the Colossus too quick, as we've said in the past.
It takes so many swipes. Look at those guys getting healed up at the same time. Third Nexus down. And sure, damage done on the other side, but Bomber still has all three of his bases. And that's the big deal here. Bomber does not want to overextend. Let's go ahead and just pull back. We killed the Nexus. We're a 3-base versus a 2-base. Army supply is looking fantastic. And we will make puCK try to do something here. Drop at the natural base. So annoying there as well. High Templar ready to rock as necessary, but yeah, puCK down to 2 bases. And sure, that second base was late, so he's going to have more income there than he normally would at the 13-minute mark, but I'm just not sure that it's going to be enough here. Bomber's income is about 3 times that of puCK's in every situation.
Yeah, that ain't good for puCK, that's for sure. 2 bases just, and there's no third started. I mean, you've got the Psystorm, which is good for you. I also just want to point out the way that Bomber's been approaching this matchup. We haven't seen him go for a Ghost Academy. He's actually just been making so much bile off the back of 3 bases, just muling for days.
Yeah, he hasn't really even looked like he's trying to go for ghosts at all in this series at all.
Yeah, he's even neglected Vikings at times, and he's just dropping all over. He's just having way more supply than puCK. He's literally doubling the supply of puCK, who's going to be going for a bit of a desperation attack here. But then there's a drop at the natural, there's a drop in the main base, and puCK is all in now. He's pulling the probes, he's sending them across the map. He says, all right, now or never.
They say never base race a Terran.
Yeah, no, there's a reason you don't. And Liberator's Binds and good defensive units for Terran is the reason why Psystorm goes down, but it storms his own Zealots. The Liberators do get cleaned up. There's a lot more Psystorm going down for puCK, but he's just going to run out of buffering units, I feel, here.
Yeah, Bomber's not even trying. He's not even worried about it anymore. Pushing right on in. The Marauders are refusing to die here. High Templar using their basic attack. Not going to be enough. Colossus do get wrecked. And there's your GG. Bomber makes it to our round of 2.